Lesskey.
Lesskey.
I do
Let's
like.
ski.
Let's ski.
Wrong country for
Let's
skiing.
ski
But
away. Look at
if it's
this.
in Norway, then skiing would be standard thing. But
Yeah. We're in New York by the looks of it. Look at this sky. I love the graphics. Look at the parallax. It's always like, look at the parallax scrolling. Yeah. Such a joy to behold.
But it is.
It is. It's beautiful. I love the graphics in this game. We're going to have to give... so, we have a penchant here on Gaming with Wolves for side-scrolling beat-em-ups. There's a lot of good ones on the Neo Geo that I'd like to feature in the show at some point. And we can do 2 players as well.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Okay, let's dispatch him. Goodbye.
Neo Geo has so many good side-scrolling fighters.
The Rolls Royce of consoles. Look at the dog in the
Tell me you have
background.
to kick the dog.
Look at the dog in the background. And what's happening? Oh, shit! Throw him into it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
The dog looks perfectly happy about
Throw.
that.
You gotta throw them into each other. The only way. And then I tried to do double kick. Go.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, there's a combo. Did you see that?
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Good landing there.
Yes.
Oh, that worked well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Again, that soundtrack is just pumping, isn't it? Really.
Brilliant. Oh no! I thought I'd managed to evade him.
It's a shame they can't do damage to each other. That would be hilarious.
They can.
Oh right.
They can.
He's running off now.
I'm scared. Such a good soundtrack, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Oh, can of Coke. Other beverages are available, but not in this game. Because just don't get the knife.
See, they can hit each other with a life. Okay, that's good.
Nice.
I probably will need another continue for this because I haven't got many continues. Okay, let's see where we go. Phew! Tense stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bit of food.
Cool.
I think this is it. Oh no!
Oh, unlucky.
Sorry. I forgot all about that. Oh no.
Oh, at least it kills them too.
Yeah.
Tense now, isn't it?
Sid Vicious.
Yeah. 3 Sid Viciouses. That's just over the top. One's okay, but 3? At least the dog looks happy at watching these people fighting. Probably used to it.
I like it says, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Cool. Okay.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Oh no.
I always got used to you running off.
I love the use of the 6-5-4 in the composition. It's a very arousing sort of chord progression. Okay, let's go.
Cool. Oh, you've gone to the loop.
Yeah, you've got to kind of throw people into the person behind you to keep that spatial control.
Ah, fair enough.
Okay. And then there's the... Oh, slash.
Literally in the toilets.
Yeah, oh, no.
Oh, no.
You son of a gun. Let's go. Let's go, pal. Oh,
Yeah.
that's it. Kuda. Fist, watch. You know you can do fifth North Star on this. You ready? Yeah, fifth North Star. Okay.
I have a splitting headache.
Yeah, that was a good part, wasn't it? It's such a good movie, that is. I never saw the TV show.
No, I haven't either.
The Over.
No, I haven't seen that either, but we should watch it one day.
Yeah.
Probably available on some streaming service.
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it?
Or DVD.
Yeah.
But if we have to, go back to VHS.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still got an old VHS player.
Cool. There's a lot of good manga.
Oh yeah.
Family to D,
Today.
some good ones.
Yeah.
I used to get them all when they came out.
Cool.
Manga Entertainment.
Manga Entertainment's gone now.
Yeah, I know. It was weird back in the day. People thought that anime was called manga
Yeah,
because of the manga label.
and the magazine.
Everyone called it.
Yeah.
Well, not the manga entertainment. Yeah, they did manga magazine, but it's based on the sort of, like the anime that was coming out.
Yeah.
Um,
Go for it, dude.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, so like kind of because of the manga entertainment label, people used to call anime manga,
Yeah.
which was weird. But that happened for a long time before manga became mainstream, and then people started referring to it as anime. Sorry, anime became mainstream.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but it was quite a scene back in the day. It was like it had a vibe to it. It was just like it was just so different and underground. It was like it was something that was special happening at the time. And people were so into it. Like I love watching old shows where like people are queued up for like anime conventions and stuff like that, and they look like they're kind of going to a goth show or something. Like you get some real characters, but it was just such a good time.
Cool.
But yeah, like no one sort of knew what direction it was going to go in, like because it was still in its infancy. It was like really sort of catching fire across the world.
Yeah. Hyper violent, hyper everything, really.
Yeah. Just this explosion of creativity with all tentacles and like weirdness and like surreal imagery. I mean, Akira blew my mind back in the day. Akira is the first anime I saw. And this is how I found it, because it wasn't readily available. This is right before manga was like released. I remember going into Woolworths and just finding this tape, and it was like this cartoon. It was a violent cartoon. It was 15 or 18.
18 or 15.
I don't know. It should be 18. I think it was 15. Yeah. And so I'd seen it before on a show called the Clive Anson Show, and he used to go to Japan and do like exposés of Japan and Japanese culture, and he was talked about these violent cartoons from Japan, obviously anime.
Yeah.
And I was just like fascinated with like sort of, you know, because you got to understand in the 80s over here, cartoons were kids shows. There was no blood, there was no guts, there was no violence, there was no sex, nothing like that.
No.
And me as like a like 9-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, you know, watching these violent cartoons or just like looking at them on the Clive Anson show, I thought, got to get me some of that, you know.
Yeah.
So then, cut forward a few years, year or two, I find Akira in Woolworths, and I thought, okay, these really cool, action-packed, violent cartoons, and so I picked it up. When I watched it, it completely blew my mind. It was kind of like watching Akira when you're 10 years old. It's also almost like a mind-altering experience because it puts you in a certain state of mind. It's such a strange like show, a strange plot, and the imagery and everything. It's like there's something about that show, the tone of it, the art direction, the music as well. The music's so evocative that puts you in a certain frame of mind, and it really sort of like makes a big impression on you, you know. And as I said, it was like mind-altering back then. It really was.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect it. I was expecting like, you know, action-packed, you know, like motorbikes and like, you know, samurai swords and guns and stuff like that, you know. But what I got was something very different. If you watch Akira, it's like almost like a hard sci-fi sort of show. The concepts are very sort of very high concept. You're okay. So like the concepts in it are very, very complex and very sort of very strange and surreal. So for a kid, you know, that really blows your mind. But I mean, it got me on the path of, like, you know, looking to see what else there was in terms of anime. And so then I went on to Project Taiko and Fist of the All-Star, Crying Freeman, Wicked City and Monster City.
Cool. Wicked City was awesome.
Got the Guyver. Let's see. Black Magic M66 was a great show.
I don't think I've seen that one.
There was another show, another really nice film by the director Katsuhiro Otomo of Akira called Rouge Z. Rouge Z is incredible. So the premise is it's set in the future, but it's the not too distant future. So it's not like sort of cyberpunk or, you know, like utopian sci-fi. It's more like sort of a few decades in the future or something like that.
Right.
And so one of the things that have changed is elderly healthcare.
For the better or for the worse?
Well, the former, it would appear the former,
right,
on the onset of the film. Towards the end, it's debatable, highly debatable, because what it is, they have this bed. So it's this old person, this old man, who's like really, really old. He's like at the end of his, you know, his twilight years, like, and beyond, you know. And he's got this bed, and this bed is a robot bed that does whatever he wants, really. So, like, you know, caters to his every whim. You know, if he needs to go to the toilet, the robot bed facilitates. If he wants food, etc. You know, the robot bed does everything for them. gives them entertainment, you know. So you've got like virtual reality on there and everything.
Cool.
What happens is the old man has sort of like I can't remember, like has a sort of strange dream or something, and starts to have a really like, you know, a soul aching longing to go back to a moment, like a place in his life that was special to him. And so the bed like caters to his whim, and wants to get him to this place because, like, you know, the bed sort of sees it as a life or death situation. He's got to get to this place because it's integral to his survival. So like so the bed just like careers down the road, and we're talking going down the highway, like trying to get into the destination, and the bed is unstoppable. So this old man is just like kind of trying to get to this destination, and the bed's just like ploughing through cars and like sucking up technology. So the bed's like a Voltron thing. So it's like kind of acquiring all of this like tech and machinery, and it's this like kind of hideous sort of amalgamation of all of these things just sticking out and jutting at eldritch angles, you know.
Oh, cool.
And it's just really, really cool. But and so it's bombing down like the highway, right? And then the police try to go after it, and then you've got the outside broadcasters, like the news reporters, are reporting from it. And then there's a subplot of the one of the people who used to look after them, the maid. She like cares for his safety, you know, and so she's looking at the outside broadcast with an ensemble cast of different staff members and what have you, and patients, and all these characters are sort of rooting for him, you know, because the police are after him and they're looking at the outside broadcast. And it starts off like really sedate. It's like, yeah, you know, like kind of just a kind of a twee sort of drama, and then it quickly descends into utter chaos, you know, with like pile-ups and bloody, you know, pile-ups and helicopters and guns, like trying to stop this bed bombing down the highway. It's really
safety
good.
nightmare.
Yeah, but it's a good. I mean, the animation. I think I've only seen animation better in a few places. There was a show called Steam Boy, also by Katsuhiro Otomo, that was at the time, I think, the biggest budget film of all time.
Oh, wow.
I saw Steam Boy, I don't mean to brag, I saw it in Japan when it came out in the early noughties. So I went the first time I went to Japan when I was a student, and it was in 2002-ish, I believe. And I saw Steam Boy there.
Nice.
It's quite funny because, like, at the time I was dating a Japanese girl, and I was over there staying with the family, and I really, really wanted to see the show, right? And so I was like constantly on about it. So because I wouldn't shut up, they drove me to see it. The parents of my then girlfriend drove me to see it, so we saw Steam Boy at the theatre, and it was really good. The only trouble is it was subtitled, and at the time I couldn't speak Japanese very well. So she had to translate it for me, to the chagrin of the other audience members who were shushing us left, right and centre, but you know. Oops. It's all part of the fun, isn't it? But yeah, a really good show. I mean, at the time, it was one of those things where, like, you know, it's easy to see it and say, oh, this is no Akira, but, like, it was a good show in its own right. And the whole thing in Steam Boy at the end, there was a segment on, it's sort of like a whimsical reimagining of the Crystal Palace. Do you know about the Crystal Palace? 1847. I believe that's the year.
Right.
1887. So the Crystal Palace was a venue where all the great inventors of the time came to show off all the inventors, all the scientists and all the inventors.
Oh, wow.
And so you had Nikola Tesla and all these great inventors showing off all of these amazing advancements, scientific advancements and inventions.
Cool.
And like, so you had so many new inventions, like pioneering inventions that were like debuted at this show. And it took place in the Crystal Palace, which was like this huge glass building.
Nice.
Yeah, in London. No, it's London or Manchester, I can't remember. Anyway, I think it was London. But in Steam Boy, it was set in Manchester. But it culminated in this big sort of end finale at the Crystal Palace. And it was so glorious. There's like steam robots and all. It's a whimsical sort of like reimagining. You have so many interesting contraptions in that show.
Cool.
I remember in Japan, I used to go to this 7-Eleven like about 11 o'clock at night. So I was in Okinawa, staying in Okinawa. And so I used to go to this 7-Eleven late at night and buy one of these, you know, like kind of those like toys that you get. Like, I think it was like a 200 yen toy, and you don't know what you're going to get in it. Well, it was a Steam Boy one.
Oh,
so
cool.
I don't know what kind of Steam Boy character I'd get. So I got addicted to kind of trying to collect them all. So I used to kind of go down to 7-Eleven at midnight in Okinawa and collect one of these toys. You know, it was, no, it wasn't 7-Eleven. It was Lawson's, one of the convenience stores there. And so, I've got a bunch of those Steam Boy miniatures that are on top of my amp. You know, my music.
Oh
amp.
yeah.
That's from Japan, from 2002. It's quite funny actually, because when I was going down to the Lawson's, it's like 11 o'clock at night. You got to picture the scene. I'm in Okinawa. And like there's no Westerners at all. Like, I probably saw, when I was staying there for like 3-4 weeks, I probably saw one Westerner in my whole trip. It's not like Tokyo. They've hardly ever seen any Westerners in that region.
Wow.
So I was going down there, and the police stopped me because I'm like this. I'm a bit like stick out like a sore thumb, exactly. So they stopped me and they asked me a few questions, and like they're really friendly though. They kind of like, what are you doing here? Like, and I said, I'm just like visiting, and I said, where are you staying? I said, I'm staying in this apartment up here. I didn't stay in a hotel. I got my own like apartment. Me and my girlfriend was staying there.
Cool.
And so. But like sometimes, because she worked as a nurse there, a district nurse, so she started off as like a student nurse, and then became a fully fledged nurse in years to come.
Cool.
So I think she was studying at the time, but over there. So she wasn't always there. So like she wasn't there when I went to the 7-Eleven by myself. So I was just like explain. It must have been like a bit of a strange sight for them, like just trying to explain in my broken Japanese where my apartment was, and that it wasn't up to no good,
Causing trouble in the neighbourhood.
Yeah, that's it. And I remember also on the way to 7-Eleven, there was this it was like a quaint sort of neighbourhood. It wasn't like in a built-up area. There was this family-run shop, this ramen shop that I used to stop at now and again. And I remember like kind of the girl there who used to like sort of, I think, working for her parents or something, used to play all this sort of music on the music videos, and like I just used to stop there and have noodles, and it's a really cool atmosphere actually. I remember at the time in my headphones I was playing some music. At the time I was listening to a lot of Ryuichi Sakamoto, Joe Hisaishi, and Susumu Yokota.
Cool.
And as well as some Steve Vai, Joe Satriani stuff, so that was what was on my headphones. That was like kind of my Japanese sort of soundtrack.
Cool.
So it was good fun. But Steam Boy. hell of a show. Really hell of a show.
Gotta watch that one.
Hell of a film. Yeah, really good. And that I would say that to this day, it's one of the finest pieces of animation in terms of aesthetics I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
It's almost flawless. I mean, the level of detail is just so intricate and incredible.
Cool.
And the design, the design of the vehicles, they're so like outlandish, and it's just like kind of steampunk, but like it was one of the things that invented steampunk. Really, steampunk.
Oh,
he was like the pioneer of steampunk in a way.
Cool.
Such a good soundtrack, there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Barrels.
They've changed it up.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That was cool.
That's reverse flanker.
Do you reckon you go back to Japan then? Just for a visit?
Yeah, as you know, we went on our honeymoon, me and my wife,
Yeah.
which was awesome. We went to Tokyo, but I'd like to show other parts of Japan because I love Tokyo, don't get me wrong, and there's some lovely people there, but people in Tokyo have a much different personality to people. I mean, it's like London, right? So people in London are quite cold, aren't they?
Yeah.
In comparison. Same in Tokyo. People in Tokyo found the default was quite cold and unapproachable. Not everyone, but some people, right? But that's what you're going to get in capitals, right? It's like, as I said, like London. Have you been to London?
Yeah, a long time ago.
And were the people there sort of a bit cold?
Yeah.
Exactly the same as in Tokyo.
Right.
But in other parts of Japan, especially, so Okinawa is an island off Japan. Well, it is technically still Japan, but it's like an island, one of the islands.
Yeah.
But it's got a very different culture to Japan, and the people there sort of act differently. They're very laid back. People in Okinawa,
Cool.
and they're known to be very sort of like kind of stocky, big built.
Ah, right.
That's where Mr. Miyagi's from, like in, and it's the birthplace of karate.
Ah.
Okinawa. Big guys. But such a lovely place, lovely people, always smiling in Okinawa, always greeting you. It's
Cool.
worlds apart to Tokyo, honestly. It's like probably one of the friendliest, if not the friendliest place on earth I've ever been in.
Oh wow.
It's so nice. I've got so many fond memories of there. It's funny, in Okinawa, I used to go to this family-run restaurant with my ex. And we used to go there, and the quantities in Okinawa are out of this world. They eat and eat in Okinawa, I tell you. Portions are incredible. I struggled with them, but it was really good. So we went to this family-run restaurant. The food was really decent, but it was cheap stuff.
Oh, nice.
But it was cheap food, but really good quality.
Cool.
And they had the tatami mats, which were like on raised platforms, and you kind of sit down at the table and stuff like that. And it was really nice atmosphere. We used to go late at night. And in Okinawa, it's so hot, like you can wear shorts at midnight.
Whoa, that's
It's
too warm
so
for me during the day
hot.
then.
Oh, it's subtropical. They have like palm trees there and everything.
Oh wow.
Really, really hot. Really hot.
Cool.
So
That is cool.
yeah, and so because they don't see many Westerners. When I went there, like my ex was saying, the old lady that runs it, we went there a couple of times, and then I think the second or third time we went there, the woman was wearing like lots of makeup, I'm like my ex was saying that she thinks she wore it because I was going there, you know, because it was like an occasion that there was a Westerner sort of going to a place, you know. So yeah, it was like I thought it was a nice thing, you know, that she was like wearing makeup on my behalf, you know.
That's cool.
But it's such pleasant times there. I mean, for instance, we went to in Okinawa. You can go on a boat, like it's a short boat ride of a few minutes, you know, 10-20 minutes, and you can go to another island because there's like about 200 islands fragmented off Japan to the south, near Okinawa. And so there was this island that we went to that had like a population of like, I don't know, 200 or something.
Cool.
And it was like 3 miles across, or so, you know, you could literally drive across the whole entire thing in 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
Or something like that. It was like really small island, but you got like a lift there with a local couple. And it was a mother and daughter, but they had this Jeep, like, and they're just like casual, like they were complete strangers, but they picked us up and gave us a ride, and they were like, you know, do you want a drink and everything? And,
how nice.
Yeah, really nice. But honestly, Okinawa, such friendly people there, it's incredible.
Cool.
Like, I think it needs to be on more people's radar in terms of destinations to go to. Really
love to go to Japan.
I also went to Beppu, which was pretty cool.
I've never heard of that place.
Beppu is it's a coastal city in Japan.
Right.
Which was really nice, you know. It's got lots of beaches and stuff.
Cool.
Again, like, it's quite out of the way, not really known to many Westerners. The traditional place we went to was Yufuin, which was really nice. You know, that is like a quaint sort of traditional Japanese oldie worldy place. You know, they have rickshaws and stuff like that, which is not common in Japan. That's kind of a tourist thing. You know, I didn't go on there because Kerry was like, no, it's a tourist thing. Like, don't bother with it.
Fair enough.
But Yufuin is a place that it's a kind of holiday destination for some Japanese people, actually.
Oh, cool.
Holiday retreat. Yeah, there's loads of good places in Japan. Beppu, I've got a story about. We went around these sort of back streets just going on a wander.
Yeah.
And my ex's dad said, be careful of the Yakuza there.
Oh.
Because they do frequent the area.
Right.
So we went round and we saw some like kind of, you know, dodgy types in sunglasses and suits hanging around outside clubs and stuff like that.
Right.
But we came across, like, we were just like walking and we came across this, it looked like an abandoned 1950s, 1960s cinema.
Oh, cool.
And we thought it was abandoned because like the shutter was halfway down.
Oh, right.
And it looked like it was literally like it was abandoned. And on the walls, it had these old 1950s and 1960s Japanese films.
Cool.
You know, those old Japanese film posters, like there's an act to that. I can't remember it. I'll hit it before and then go back. That's it. So hit the hand and then move away. So anyway, we thought, okay, let's go underneath the shutter. Let's just explore. You know, do a bit of urban exploring.
Yeah.
So we went in there, and there's all this cool artwork. You know, it's incredible. And there was this like kind of booth there. You know, like one of the old ticket booths from, I know, some like Back to the Future or something. You know, those 1950s ticket booths from America or something like that.
Yeah.
Really quaint sort of place. So, there's another one going to come. So we went to this booth, and anyway, we were just there, hanging around, just like, you know, taking in the atmos. And then this Westerner walks in, like with a ponytail, like he's a student, obviously.
Yeah.
And like he was like French or something.
Right.
I can't remember. Like I knew at the time, but I can't remember now. It was like I think it was European. I think it was French. And he spoke a little bit of English. And I said, like, well, what is this place? And he says, oh, it's a cinema. And bear in mind, this was like midnight. I said, right, okay. And I said, like, how do you get tickets? And he said, like, I don't know. Like, and then said that, and then I said, I think you can come in. Like, no one will mind, right?
Right.
And we thought, and he went upstairs. I thought, is it a ghost or something? Like, that's really strange, right?
Yeah.
Like, because it looked like it was an abandoned place. It was like the land that time forgot, you know.
Yeah.
And so we was waiting there. We thought, we can't go in. We haven't got a ticket. Anyway, we were waiting there. Another guy walks in. This time a Japanese guy.
Right.
And I thought, should we go up? We haven't got a ticket. Like, it feels a bit rude. Yeah.
But go for it.
But you know, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
So we walk up.
Right.
Anyway, we walk up. Right, we're going to the cinema. Guess what's playing?
Hero?
No.
Don't know.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah. What
Spinal
a film.
Tap playing at midnight in Beppu in Japan. In this
That's
abandoned cinema. Or looks like an abandoned cinema. Not only that, but we sat down to watch it. It was Spinal Tap played at not full speed. So everyone's like talking in slow motion like this. Because the projector was not running at full speed, so it was like an amateur projector job, you know. So
Yeah.
I thought, like I said to my ex, like, I've got to get out of here, man. Like, I think I'm going to have a flashback or something, you know. Like, it's really surreal. I can't take it. Like, I'm watching Spinal Tap at midnight in Beppu, you know.
A bunch
And-
of Yakuza.
Yeah,
probably.
but everyone's speaking in slow motion, like, and it was just too. So I thought, yeah, let's go. You know, it was just too strange, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, so there you go. It was such a surreal experience.
That is awesome.
Well, I've kind of like had my credits worth, haven't I, with this?
Well, yeah.
So as I said, like, you know, back in the day when we only had a few games to play, we got our money's worth. We wanted
Right,
to
yeah,
make
you
it
have
last.
to.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bad game, like
You're saying this is a bad game?
No, even
Huh?
if it was a bad
Oh,
game.
you're joking.
You know, like sometimes you hire a bad game or you buy a bad game and be like,
Yeah.
I play this now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what spawned AGVN, right?
Yeah.
That whole thing of like, well, you know, you spent 45 quid on a game, you want to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Definitely. Luckily, I think I didn't buy many duds on Super Famicom because I used to buy copious amounts of video game magazines back in the day, like Mean Machines,
Oh,
CVG,
magazine.
Super Play, for those that know Super Play. I think I introduced you to Super Play. I showed you Super Play. So Super Play was just a Super Famicom only magazine, but it used to feature loads of imported games from Japan, and it had loads of loads of segments about Japan, you know, and about like kind of Japanese culture.
Cool.
And that was like my sort of my portal into that culture, you know, and into the game. So I used to hear about all of these, you know, what do you call it, like JRPGs and Japanese games that were never released over here. Like, for instance, like Dragon Quest V and
cool.
and Breath of Fire 2 And I remember hearing about all these games, and also it was my first sort of first look at like the Japanese cosplay culture, because they used to do all that stuff, and you know, like about the mech designs and the anime. It had like anime segments as well, you know. So it was a really cool magazine for that reason.
That is a cool magazine. I'm gonna have a look. There's archives of it somewhere.
But one of the reasons I like Japanese video games, the versions, you know, the Super Famicom versions, was, and I never understand why people, like UK people and Americans, like American covers so much on Super Nintendos. I think they're far inferior to the Japanese covers. I think the Japanese covers are so much better. They're not even funny.
Cool. I haven't seen many, so
I'll have to show you, because it was all like, you know, the Japanese anime.
Oh, right, so all anime.
Yeah, like anime
nice.
artwork. Yeah. There you go. They were cool today. I mean, that's a good look into the game. So there we go. Let's we'll go with that.
First, that was really cool.
First on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, so that does it for an episode of Gaming with Wolves. That was Final Fight.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, hope to see you next time.
Did.
Yeah,
see you next time.
Yeah, on the same couch.
Same couch, same cat.
Same
everything.
Deadheads.
Deadhead. Yeah. Catch you later. Have a good one.